Hi, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of SecurityGuideTV.com. This is episode 1669. The next guest, Mr. Kelly Watt of visualplan.net. Mr. Kelly, welcome.
Thanks for having me, Chuck.
Now, today we're going to talk about your Site View product, which it creates virtual inspections and assessments. And what better time than during COVID-19, where we can't get to sites, we can't get out there and do the in-person physical assessments like we used to. So this is really a timing issue for you guys. And I've interviewed you guys several times at Black Hat and GSX over the years. Always great to speak for you. So tell us about just the basic idea of what Site View does. And then we have a video to play to show everybody.
Yeah, excellent. So basically we take 360 video, place it on your hard hat or a stick, walk around a facility, and then we cloud process a measurable digital model, if you will, and then bring in drawings and BIM even to be able to use that visualization for various aspects of facility operations, compliance, security, and even public safety and first responders to be able to get intelligence about buildings. So that's essentially what we do.
So should we take a look at the video to show people?
Sure, that'd be great.
All right, here we go.
Reduce site visits, track progress, and enhance stakeholder communication with 3D digital twins. Site View is a machine vision-powered software platform that produces spatially accurate 3D digital twins with only 360-degree photos and videos. The software was built specifically for security and facility managers and starts where Google Street View ends, optimizing work throughout the planning, design, project management, and maintenance stages of building management. The workflow. Step 1. Purchase a 360-degree camera on Amazon or local electronics store for only a few $100s. Step 2. Attach 360-degree camera to hard hat or pole and capture images using our mobile app. The intuitive app will guide an unexperienced user to successfully capture an environment. Capture single images, groups of images in sequence, or video walk. Step 3. Upload imagery to our cloud processing software from the mobile app to produce the digital twin. Step 4. Security and facility managers can then view, assess, and inspect the digital twin. Compare to other captures or to CAD and BIM model. Provide remote digital feedback to building managers, contractors, and other stakeholders for clear, concise collaboration before, during, and after a project is completed. Catch and resolve costly mistakes before they happen. Step 4. Recapture through the design and implementation process for remote oversight. 2 core concepts drive Visual Plan's ability to scale rapidly. Do it yourself with relatively no training. Simple capture projects can be completed after watching a few online videos. Bring your own tools. For only a few $100s, equipment can be in hand in only a few days. Project execution can happen almost immediately with no large capital expense. Schedule a web demo to learn more about digital twins today.
Right, now when I first heard the term digital twins, I think it was a Black Hat, I thought of a Twilight Zone episode immediately. It's an interesting term. I watched your video, and let's define digital twin. I get what you're doing in that video, but the digital twin term is escaping me. How do we create it, and what value does it have for companies looking to manage and protect their facilities today?
Yeah, so a digital twin is basically a replica. It can be a living or non-living physical entity. We could refer to this as physical assets or processes or people or places or even systems. So that's kind of the more kind of technical definition of what a digital twin is. So in how we use the term, we are creating a carbon copy of a physical building or structure. And then we do that by using 360 video and walking through the facility and capturing every square inch of that facility. So then that can be used for various aspects that require physical site visits. So there's a lot we can do virtually in our platform after we cloud process, and we can look at it just like a Google Street View of the indoors, but be able to do that in a secure environment with collaboration tools and the ability to bring in CAD and BIM.
Now, when you mentioned the term partnering there, and you do have some partners that work with you, and let's explain that to us.
Yeah, so we got a number of partners, whether it be distributors, service providers, or strategic partners. Like we have Ben Butchko from Butchko Inc. on the call today. Ben works with a company called ESI Convergent. They put together a wonderful program to approaching getting America back to work. I'll let him talk a little bit about that and how visualization plays a critical role. And again, like you mentioned, during COVID, travel's not easy. It's not always safe. And but we still need that critical building information. So how do we get it economically? How do we get it quickly? And how do we make good decisions based on accurate information? So maybe I'll let Ben talk a little bit more about how he's using the product.
Mr. Ben, welcome to Security Guy TV.
Howdy, Chuck. Appreciate the opportunity. Looking forward to it.
Tell me how customers are using digital twins to help them deal with this current pandemic and economic environment. It's so challenging.
It is. We've got, as Kelly mentioned, we've got a program called STEPS that we pulled together to help bring businesses back to work, which is a challenge to be able to do that before they're actually working. So, an example, we fully assessed a facility in New York City. Half our team is in Texas and in Colorado. And between using the visual plan program, capturing images in a digital twin, we were able to capture all the visuals that we needed without going on site. We used a combination of smart surveys to capture additional operations information, a quick telephone follow-up, and we were able to produce everything we needed to make measurements, to do the assessment, to embed the results visually inside really this holistic environment. So we were able to perform the assessment remotely. Took 45 minutes to capture all the images we needed. And then what was really nice is when we did the analysis and put together our program, all the enhancements that had physical items as well as procedural and operational, we could annotate those in the video experience. So we sent a report and then we sent an online link and was able to allow the user then to step through our entire assessment on their computer screen, and we could do it in a virtual conference, and they could do it on their own for really clear communication. It streamlined the whole process and reduced the cost to where travel costs were completely eliminated. And that's just one example. We're doing the same as we're working through for outdoor environments in industrial areas as well. So, it works both in office areas as well as outside. It's really almost magic that we can see it, we can almost touch it, and we can take measurements without ever setting foot inside a facility. It's pretty amazing.
It is almost magic. That's really a good word to describe it. So as you guys are talking, my brain, my small Security Guy TV brain is racing, thinking, wow, I got an idea. What if we turned on all the cameras for all my guards at Disney, my 350 guards standing around doing nothing, and said, listen, you guys, go out and take a picture. Every eye, I want a picture of the traffic. I want a picture of the building. So we can put this into our Street View software and get some more data going. Would that be a good use of the software?
Yeah, I mean, one of the biggest things about the software is the simplicity and ease of use, and number two is the cost of the hardware is almost irrelevant, to $200-$300 for some of these 360 cameras. So you have that scalability, you have that option to be able to have on-site people taking pictures on a frequent basis, and then we can capture those images and compare them over time. So there's a lot of value to that, and especially when you look at out of state, out of country, international locations, traveling is not always the easiest way to get that information, especially if it's just a site visit that you need to do. Our other partner, Kelly Stewart, is on his way to Mississippi right now to Jackson, second time on site, large federal building, and really just walking the facility for a day and a half to assess those facilities And my team is also going to be on the ground doing some capture, and we're going to capture at least 250,000 square feet in about a day and a half. That's unheard of in the past. And to be able to have mechanical rooms, control rooms, the whole machinery on the floor, all the loading dock area, all of that documented. So now various stakeholders, from architects to designers to project managers to building owners to everyone that's involved in a process, can get on the same page, look at the same digital twin, and provide annotations, comments, screenshots, all of this in the same place with your CAD. So it's really valuable, and we have a partner over in Asia that's also helping us to do assessments. To do captures in Hong Kong and even mainland China. You can imagine all these U.S. multinationals. How do you get on a plane? How do you get a travel visa? It's not easy to get to these places. So we're building a footprint globally of areas, both with existing customers and also new partners that want to come in and help out. And whoever's got a stake in building information, there's definitely a value here.
Ben, do you have something to add to that?
Sure, Chuck. The nice thing is that the initial data capture for the initial imagery, that may be very large, and they're either using one of the visual plan partners to capture or your own site. You've got options there. But the really nice thing is that you can come back, and over time, whether you've got folks, as you mentioned, your security staff, if they're walking around a facility and they see something that looks strange or needs to be addressed, then they can just take one or two filler images of the area, and that can be blended right back into that initial data set. And so you can start looking at changes over time. And that's where your own people become they're the eyes and ears of the facility anyway. Now they're actually adding to that data set in a straightforward manner. And it's a win-win, makes communication easier and faster.
Kelly, I'm looking at this from 30,000 feet. Here's what I'm seeing. I'm a consultant in Illinois, and I want to go out and do an assessment in Tennessee, but I can't go there now. I'm going to do it from Illinois, or I'm going to go to my guy in Canada and say, hey, can you help me with this project in China? We don't have to leave our house, and we can do this anywhere as individual consultants and partners and through your network as well. Is that a good way to describe it?
Yeah, absolutely. So, we sell and support and train on the software for those that want to do it themselves. We do have a partner network and companies we work with, so we can connect you with someone local to prevent the travel. So there's a lot of options here. And I think one of the beautiful things is once we have the digital twin, it can be used and used and used over time, whether it be professional services and consulting that you need over top, design, etc. So it's an investment. I think we don't even think we use the word digital twin, and really we use a digital twin every day we open our iPhone, and we use Google to find our way to a store or to navigate some way. So our brains are wired to look at data this way, and it's just it's a really nice way to be able to manage your assets and facilities and remove the human error, because the picture never lies and you have it frozen in time. What we say is seeing is believing, and it's very true. Where we really shine is in large, complex environments and fast capture. You can use something very small. With Ben's projects, it's usually just entrance and just outside of the buildings, to very large critical infrastructure. A lot of flexibility there, and just be able to be able to archive all these data sets. So you it's almost like you can peel away the walls and look behind them and see the pipe, the wiring, the roof, and what, before you pour the concrete slab, what's going to be beneath the floor. That information is so absolutely valuable at a later stage. To be able to archive that and compare it and bring it up anytime, you just can't beat it.
Kelly Watt, visualplan.net. Mr. Benjamin Butchko, Butchko Inc. Thank you, both you guys, for coming on SecurityGuideTV.com. I really appreciate it. Great conversation.
We love it.
Thank you.
Thanks, Chuck. I'm looking forward to helping you and your avid followers.
Thanks very much, Chuck. Appreciate your time. Always great having a conversation, and look forward to talking to some of your followers if they need any help getting access to building information.
Yeah, we'll have them check out visualplan.net. Thanks for coming on Security Guide TV.